Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to this Instagram session with me. And I see a lot of hellos coming my way. Hello everyone. So today the session is going to be on essay writing. And while I see a lot of you are still joining, I'll just go ahead and give a brief introduction of myself. I am Dhatri Reddy. I am from Hyderabad. I am an IPS probationer officer of the 72nd RR. I secured 233 rank in UPSC CSE 2018. And like I said, today we are going to discuss about the essay paper, which just for the benefit of beginners, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the UPSC essay paper is of 250 marks, like all of the other GS papers, and it will be the first paper that you'll give. So it comes with a lot of anxiety, a lot of nerves, also enthusiasm and energy. So it was always like one of my favorite papers which I had given in mains. How I planned the session is that it'll be a very short session. For the first 10 minutes or just about 10-15 minutes, I'll talk about what my approach has been. And also since morning I had a lot of questions in my inbox as well, so I'll address them. And then the next 10 minutes we can take questions from the comment boxes, from the comment section. Well, before I start, there's two things that I want to say, sort of a disclaimer. One is that I can say all I want in this session, and I know a lot of toppers also, you might have seen a lot of topper sessions, but the end crux in UPSC always remains that to each his own. If there is a strategy that you have and you've been doing well, you've been writing good essays, then just stick to it. And also you don't need to pick anybody's strategy as a whole. You can just pick parts of it which you find useful. That is one. And the second thing is not specific to the essay paper. In general, is that there is no place for skepticism in this exam. You have to be positive. I know that a lot of people who clear the exam, a lot of veterans who are in this field for quite long, who've given 4 attempts, 5 attempts, or a lot of people who have given up on UPSC. A lot of times they say that U in UPSC stands for unpredictability. I'm sure everybody agrees with it, but if you consider that all of your efforts are just going in an unpredictable manner, then you wouldn't give your best. So my advice is that as long as you're an aspirant, as long as you're preparing, please always remember that your efforts will be rewarded and put your efforts in that direction. Okay, now that I said these two things, let's begin with the essay paper itself. Most of what I'll say now is based on the questions that I received from you all. The first and the fundamental question is that many people asked, should I prepare for essay paper? My answer is that of course you have to prepare for essay paper because it's of 250 marks, just as much as any of your other GS papers. The added advantage here is that your return on investment of your time and your energy is a lot more than GS papers. So do prepare for it. But then the good thing about essay paper is that you don't have to spend a lot of time and energy here. Your preparation for GS and optional will go alongside with your essay. All you have to do is practice a few essays. So yes, the verdict is that please prepare for essay paper. Some of us might be very good writers, so you can just walk into the they can just walk into the examination and write a beautiful essay. But majority of us, including me, don't fall in that category. So we have to prepare for our essay in advance. Okay, now that is settled, the next question that I got is how to write an essay. When do I start writing an essay? Two things to this. First is that if you're an absolute beginner and this is say the first 1 month or the 1 week of your preparation, then I'd advise don't write an essay because you don't have any content to write an essay. But if you've finished your standard books once, if you know, if you've been reading the Hindu or the newspaper for a considerable amount of time, then go right ahead and attempt essays. So the thumb rule is just this. If you think you're mentally capable of having all the content to put together 1,000 words or 1,200 words, that's when you're ready to write an essay. But if you're not writing essay because of the inertia, because you say you're already 2 years into preparation and you still think you can't write an essay, then that is just your mental block, nothing else. It's high time that you start writing in case that is your situation. I've seen a lot of my friends as well. To write anything, there is always inertia. There's a lot of mental block. You don't feel like writing because there is this tendency to attain perfection, right? You always feel like there's so much more I can read. before I can put together an essay, because you want it to be perfect. But let me tell you, there is nothing like perfection here. You just keep improving over time. So in order to improve, you have to start at some point. So if you've been reading the papers for say 6 to 7 months, and if you've finished your standard books at least once, then you can begin your essay practice based on wherever you are. I mean, whichever phase of the preparation that you are in. Okay, another question that I get a lot is about test series. Should we take it? Should we not take it? Is it because essay is not a very because people don't dedicate a lot of time to essay? Should we still take a test series? That is a question, and the answer is both yes and no. See, again, you have to decide it based on your situation. For example, I'll tell you, I had taken a test series and it had 5 tests. So I wrote an overall 10 essays through that test series. In my situation, why I went with the test series is that when you follow the schedule of the test series, it inculcates some discipline in your preparation. That is, you want to stick to that timeline. So no matter how you're feeling that day, no matter what you're going through that day in your preparation time, you will still go ahead and write the essay. So if left on your own, you may not do it. So that was one big motivational factor for me to take the test series. However, if you're a very disciplined individual and you are able to meet your own timelines, along with that you have a good peer group who you can send the essays and get constructive feedback. In that case, you don't need a test series. So decide for yourself. If you have a good peer group and you're able to write essays by your own, that's okay. But if you're a procrastinator or if you don't have a good peer group, then go for a test series. They'll give you the feedback, and also you can follow their timetable. Okay, fine. Now another popular question is about the content. How do we get the content for essay? Thing is, essay doesn't require any special content. Whatever you prepare for your GS, essay is all about reproducing that content in a very presentable, fluid manner. However, there are a few things that you can add in your essay which will add value to your essays. For example, I list down a few things. Whatever value add material you have for your GS, say for me, economic survey was a top favorite document. I always made sure to read it. The volume 1, because volume 1 has a lot of themes. So it's organized around themes, right? They talk about, say, demography, they talk about technology, and all of these themes, they tell you the problems, and then they also give you innovative solutions, case studies, and all of it. So whenever you get an essay on, say, poverty, there is something you can pick from economic survey. So these things happen to be your value add. So this is one of those value add materials which you have in GS, which you can use in your essay as well. The other thing being Niti Aayog report, where you'll get a lot of data. You'll get statistics about things in India, internationally also. There'll be case studies, and also they also give you innovative solutions. So this is one part of GS notes that you make, or the GS preparation that you make, which you can use it in your essay paper. The other thing is, I had a quote book. So I'm talking about the content, and the first part was the value add material of GS which you can take here. The second thing I'm talking about is a quote book. I mean, a collection of quotes, like a quote bank I had. And these quotations I used both in my ethics paper, and I would also use them in my essay. See, you don't have to sit and search for quotations and all of that. Generally, when you're reading, say, your editorials, or when you're browsing through any content online, if you find a quotation that you find moving, that you really find good for you, then you should just note it down somewhere, so that it becomes like a compilation. And these quotations, because you feel associated with the quotation, you know where to use it, you'll know the context to use it. So that's how you should use quotations, and not use it forcefully whether or not the topic demands it. Okay, this is one aspect. The other thing, like I mentioned, is that you can always quote indexes, say in the media index or education index. All of these indexes you can remember. You can memorize a few basic indexes, and you can use them to make a point, to substantiate your point. Okay, apart from this, there is also another way of building content which I had done, is that if you write 2 essays in an examination environment, you'll take 3 hours for it. Right, that's the amount of time you get. But apart from writing essays, towards the end, when I was approaching mains, I started ideating on topics. The first thing that you should do when you start preparing seriously for essay, that is when you do an exclusive mains preparation, is that look at the previous year papers of UPSC ones. Then you'll get an idea that there are a few topics that UPSC tends to repeat. I mean, if not the same topic, the themes are generally repeated, like say education, science and technology, women, innovation. So these are common themes. The topic doesn't have to be exactly that, but you get the idea. What I had done is towards mains, I would just spend a few minutes or say half an hour and search or put down points on a particular topic together. Like say I would just think for myself, if a question comes up on education, should I start it with say an anecdote on Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, or if a topic comes on culture of India, should I start with a small paragraph from the book Argumentative Indian? So these are some of the ideas which you can build yourself. You don't need to write down the whole thing, but you can just like practice how to form a structure, what the possible introduction and conclusion can be. So this is another way of building content, especially for essay paper. So if you do all these, you'll have enough content to write any essay in your paper. You don't need to sit down and make exclusive notes for essay as such. Okay, the other question, now that I've spoken about how to prepare for the essay paper, we'll now directly go to the examination day and see how you have to manage your time on the examination day, how you have to start writing in the exam. Okay, the first thing that you have to do, and the most important thing on the examination day for you, is to choose the right essays. One mistake I made in my own, so I had only given 2 mains so far, and the first mains I gave, I got selected in the IPS, that is when I got 233 rank. So in that mains, the one mistake that I think I made in my essay paper is that I didn't spend a lot of time choosing the topic. So I ended up choosing topics that were quite close. So even while writing the essays, I knew that I was repeating the point. So don't make this mistake. Take a good 10 minutes and choose your topics very carefully. And once you choose your topics, just stay committed to those topics, because in the middle of say drawing the mind map or thinking about your points, there is always this urge to change your topic because you think that maybe your points are not adequate enough. Believe me, this happens with everyone. This happens with every topic. So take a good 10-minute chunk of your time in the beginning. Shortlist two or three essays, and from that just choose 2 and stick to those. Don't try to change them in between. Okay, so this is a very important thing. I know people only realize this after making the mistake, after having chosen the wrong topic. So my advice is give it the time it requires and make the right choice of essays. Try to choose diverse topics, and different topics where you can write diverse things in the content. Now, the second most important thing is to draw a mind map. Even though this is a very popular way of writing essays, I have learned that not everyone does it. Some people just start writing as soon as they choose the topic, but I think if you draw a mind map, it really makes a lot of difference in your essay. For those of you that doesn't know, I'm going to clearly explain to you how to make an essay mind map and how you do it in the exam. So the first part, you've already chosen your 2 topics. Then you go right ahead to the last page of your booklet and you write down your topic there. Now you just look at each and every keyword. Make sure you understand each one of those keywords. Make sure that you understand the topic right. Okay, because a misinterpreted topic, you'll write an essay way off, and that is going to give you a bad score. So the first thing that you should, to make it foolproof, is that you have to understand the topic. Okay, once you understand the topic, what I would do is, again, it's a very popular method of thinking on the lines of social, political, economic, cultural, international, national, local, and all of these angles. I'm sure you've all made acronyms for it so that you can recall these angles. So similarly, just start thinking in these lines. What do I write from a social perspective, from an economic perspective, and all of these. So another thing that I want to highlight here is that you don't need to write all the angles. I've written monotonous essays where people just want to fit in all the angles, all the possible angles, so they're just rushing from one point to another without adding a lot of value. So my advice would be think about the topic in all these angles and pick say 6 or 7 thesis points that you want to put in your essay, 6 or 7 highlights, 6 or 7 things that you have to say. Okay. After that, when you're done with the points from all of these angles, now you decide your introduction and your conclusion. In fact, I used to just write down my introduction and conclusion because I always felt that these are the highlights of your essay. The examiner is first going to read your introduction and you leave him with the conclusion. So these are the two highlights, and I would just make a rough draft of it in my mind map itself, so that I didn't want anything to go wrong with the intro and the conclusion. You could follow this as well. It doesn't take a lot of time. You just have to make a rough copy of it. Apart from that, the other thing is that for each essay in UPSC, you get like 10.5 pages. I know this is a very a nerdy and a micro way of looking at it, but you got to plan for everything and also this. So you get 10.5 pages per essay in your booklet. So for that, just plan how many pages of introduction you're writing. I would generally write a page and a half for introduction and say a whole page for conclusion, and rest of my pages would be the body. So whatever your style of writing essay is, just plan accordingly. That's all I'm saying, because once you start writing an essay and you find that you're out of sheets and you still have to conclude your essay, then that's a bad state to be in. So we've discussed about the mind map. Now that you've chosen the right topic, you've done the mind map, all you have left is to write the essay. I've never found time crunch in essay papers somehow, even though I was a slow writer in GS papers. That is because 1 hour 10 minutes per essay is just comfortable time to write an essay, and you shouldn't really require more than that. But while writing the essay itself, I have 2 pointers, 2 tips here. The first one is that don't try to fit in too many points, too many thesis points in one para. Some of the most beautiful essays that I've read always followed this simple approach that you introduce an idea and you make a point about that idea in one paragraph. As in, say you want to relate poverty and culture, poverty or history, something like that. You have a point, you have a thesis point of that order. Then you dedicate a whole paragraph to it, you discuss it, you put forth your example, you substantiate it. So every idea, every major idea that you present should have a devoted one para to it. Okay. Apart from that, another common mistake that many people make is that they tend to deviate from the topic. We hear about this a lot, that you start with, say, poverty, but you don't stick to the topic, and then you are writing all the dimensions of poverty that is not really asked in the topic. So to prevent a situation like that, what you should do ideally after every 1 or 2 paragraphs is reiterate the question itself, the problem statement itself, whatever the essay statement that you get. So how is this helping you? This helps you in 2 ways. One is that you're sticking to the topic. At least you divert your essay back towards the topic in case you're going off. The second way is that your examiner knows you're sticking to the topic. Your examiner knows that by way of reiterating, you've constantly been thinking about the problem statement and you're not writing something else that you know. Instead, you're answering what is being asked. So these are 2 ways to counter in case you have this habit of diverging from the topic. Now, so this is all about how to write an essay. There's no big funda to it. It's just how much you practice. It's just how well you choose the topic and how well you make the mind map. Apart from that, one tip I leave you with is that read a lot of toppers essays. Say in your lunch break, you can always read toppers essays. This was my favorite time pass. Every time I ate lunch, I read a new toppers essay. The number of ways it helped me was that I found a lot of quotations, I found a lot of examples from there. In fact, I saw different ways in which people think, which helped me think in my exam as well. So reading toppers essays is one best practice that you should all follow. I'm sure Vision IAS and GS Score, a lot of other websites have shared their toppers essays. Download all of them. Just read like 1 or 2 per day, or whenever you feel bored, you can just keep reading toppers essays. Apart from that, I don't think I have any points to make, but I'm now going to look at your questions. If you have any, so do type in the comment section so I can answer them. Somebody is asking, how do I get essays of topper? You'll find them on all websites. Just go to Vision IAS and go look at their resources section. They have uploaded their toppers essays there. Not just Vision, actually, Forum IAS, Vision, GS Score, all of them have their toppers copies online. You can read from them. Some other questions. So I've received a lot of it about philosophical essays. A lot of you feel scared about how to write philosophical essays, and if you look at the trend in 2018 and 2019, we were forced to write a philosophical essay. Earlier, there was a lot more choice given to us. We could altogether skip philosophical topics, but now, at least like section A or B, either of the sections, we're being forced to write a philosophical essay. So for that, again, it's nothing difficult. My approach has been the same. It's just you pick the topic which you understand the most. Don't think about what everyone else must be writing or which one might get you better score. Just think about which topic you understand the best and attempt that topic only. Again, the drill is the same for a philosophical essay or for a technical essay or for whatever essay. The category itself doesn't matter. You have to follow the same drill. Make a mind map. Think about it in these diverse ways. See if you can put in some quotations, an anecdote, and give your own interpretation of it. You know what? Even though a lot of people feel scared about philosophical essays, the thing that I find good about it is that it's open to interpretation. There is no right or wrong way about it. Say, if the question is on, say, border disputes, then you have to write on border disputes. But if it's a philosophical essay, then you can give your own interpretation, right? So that way philosophical essays are good. So don't be scared about it. Just follow the same drill that we just discussed. I am going to look at some other questions. So my optional was sociology. Another thing is you can also look at my blog where I've kept my essay copies, and also in case you're looking for my optional notes and GS notes, it's dhatrireddy3 at .blogspot.com. dhatrireddy3.blogspot.com. You can go there for my test copies and sociology notes and GS notes. Somebody is asking me about online test series website. See, it doesn't matter which test series you choose, and I really mean it, because the only reason you join a test series is to get a sense of discipline, to just keep attempting, to just keep writing along with their schedule. So take any test series, it doesn't matter. All of them, all those who are evaluating are the same people only. So the quality of feedback is pretty much the same in all the test series, so it doesn't matter. क्या कंपल्सरी है 10 to 14 hours पढ़ना? Not really. See, it all depends on whether or not you're able to meet your goals or not. So and more often than not, you tend to be your best, put your best time when you study for say 8 to 10 hours. That much is enough. You don't need to study for 14 hours. But even if you're studying say for 6 hours, even if you're studying for 4 hours, just try to give your best. Again, how to really write an introduction. Okay, Raghavendra is asking this question. For introduction, different people have different ways. I've read some essays where people write beautiful anecdotes. I don't know how they come up with it in exam, but for me, writing anecdotes was always difficult. So I stuck to say a book excerpt, a summary of a book, like some of the famous books, some of my favorite books like The Sapiens or The Argumentative Indian. Even you can pick a few books like that. Make a brief summary of the book and begin with the summary of the book. The other thing that I said, like anecdotes, if you're good at coming up with quick and creative anecdotes, you can always use it. The third method being the ever useful quotations. You can always throw in a quotation, a related quotation, not just any quote, a related quote, and begin the essay like that. You can even write an essay without following any of these methods. That is, it doesn't have to be a quotation or an anecdote or a book excerpt. You can just begin it in any which way, but these are some of the common ways in which introductions are written. Okay, how to catch trend in essay. See, it's difficult to like understand what trends UPSC has or to guess, but then you can always prepare around the common topics. For example, I was anticipating an essay on artificial intelligence or technology, and so I had written an essay myself. And surprisingly, 2019 paper, I saw an essay on artificial intelligence, and all I had to do was just write the same thing and come back. So if you get lucky, sometimes this might happen to you. But in general, the themes are the same, you know. Say, education, women, science and technology, all of these broad-based topics, just prepare in a thematical way. Like understand the theme, try to get a broader perspective on these things, and that is the only trend that you can arrest as far as UPSC is concerned. Anil is asking for the best optional subject. There is no best optional subject in UPSC. everything you take is the best. It just depends on your preparation. How much sociology helps? How much sociology helps in essay? A lot actually, because you understand the social angle so well that even unintentionally or subconsciously you always put forth a good social angle, and social angles are really good when presented in essays. The other thing is, if you have an optional like say sociology or political science, don't hesitate to write a few thinkers. One or two is okay, just don't overdo it. Don't fill your paper with thinkers or their ideas. You can always mention the ideas of thinkers or the thinker himself without overdoing it. Say one per essay or at max two if it really is very relevant. So that way sociology is a good choice. It helps in your essay paper. Okay, somebody is asking me for self-preparing aspirants who are beginning from scratch. For that, you just have to just pick a few toppers websites, toppers blogs, or say Insights IAS website. Prepare a list of the common books that you have to read. Start with the NCRTs and then go on to the standard books. Try to initially you'll take a lot of time reading the newspapers. Like I myself used to take 3-4 hours just trying to finish the newspaper. It's a common thing. Don't feel disheartened by it. Just keep reading. Coaching only helps you in the first few months where you are totally lost about what to read, but if you are doing your research right, if you are reading a few toppers blogs, if you have a good list of books that you have to finish and you're sticking to your timetables, you can do it all by yourself from scratch. Okay, I guess that's about it. I see a lot of questions repeating. How to improve handwriting? Again, practice, because see, the more time test that you give, the more and more ease you will develop in writing fast. Okay, Rohan here has a lot to say today. I don't know. He's asking about Mr. Rohan Jagdish is asking how to stay motivated and how you're so talented. I'm not answering that. Oh, okay. Swati here is asking me to repeat the blog name. It is dhatrireddy3.blogspot.com. Dhatri is spelled DHATRI REDDY 3.blogspot.com. Okay, I hope that's clear. I am also going to leave the URL in the comments once this ends. Okay, I see a lot of comments repeating. So anyways, I have told you all that I had to say. You can also look at my blog to read my own essays and the notes that I've compiled, or my quote bank. In the end, all I want to say is try and develop a good writing habit, because articulating what you know well is a good skill to have in your bag, no matter which field of work you end up in. Whether or not you become a civil servant, whether or not you clear this exam, it doesn't matter. Being able to write well is a skill that everyone needs and is a good one to have. So I wish you all the very best. Happy writing. Just start writing your essays, and that is one sure way to improve your essays. All the best, everyone. Take care.
Please subscribe to NTN News.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నేను మీ సవారి నందు. సో మంచి ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ అప్డేట్స్ మీకు కావాలి, లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్ అన్నీ కావాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు NTN న్యూస్.
హాయ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ చందు ముద్దు, ఓపెట్ కథ డైరెక్టర్ని. ప్లీజ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ NTN న్యూస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.